Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. This is Truth News. I am Walter Bass. We are going to cover several different topics today. Sometimes I'll stay on one topic for the entire 30 minutes of the show and just go over a lot of in-depth facts and information pertaining to said topic. But with so much news coming out today, from the bullet and Charlie Kirk's neck not being the bullet matched to Tyler Robinson's gun, to Candace Owens completely destroying the FBI and exposing them for the most corrupt terrorist organization in the United States government of many. That's a bold statement, the United States government. The most corrupt organization? That is a bold statement. Kudos to Candace Owens for all of her hard work and in-depth research exposing the FBI for the scumbags, predators, murderers, pedophiles, rapists, and terrorists that they are. And I say that with the utmost conviction as I went to the FBI Monday, September 13th, 2021, to report the kidnapping of my son and child sex trafficking of my son. And the FBI assaulted me 3 times, terminated my financial resources, made me live in a car for 3 years, falsified my background so I couldn't work, put me on 3 mental health holds. They have gone above and beyond to silence and discredit me because the FBI rapes, murders, and sells children as part of the conglomerate of the United States government that rapes, murders, and sells children. So, as always, let's give a shout out to the people responsible for this show. That's going to be, first of all, State Judge Kelly Hansen, serial child killer, 16 years worth of victims of children. He is kidnapped, raped, tortured, abused, murdered, and sold. State Judge Kelly Hansen, thousands of victims of children over 16 years as his career as a state judge. Children slaughtered by this one man, raped by this one man, sold around the world by this one man, using his position as a state judge to rape innocent children, steal children, sell children, and murder children. And of course, he resides in Riverside County in the city of Marietta, where Greg Laurie of Harvest Church has been selling children from Riverside County to Romania for 20 years. Where the Sinaloa cartel pretty much owns and operates the entire government of Riverside County. And as always, we would like to take a moment to recognize my son, one of the thousands of victims of children, kidnapped, molested, sexually assaulted, abused, neglected, tortured, trafficked, and murdered by serial child killer State Judge Kelly Hansen. I have been told my child was dead in 2024 by Capitol Police Intelligence. I was told Donald Trump ate my child by Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department's 3rd District. And I haven't seen or heard from my child since 2021. And I would assume he has joined millions of other children, victims of the United States government, slaughtered, eaten, raped, sold, who knows. But that's where we're at. That's the United States of America in 2026. Shabbat Shalom. God bless America. And as always, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, the world's most famous child rapist, the man himself, pedophile punk Donald J. Trump. That's right, McDonald's is offering a McFetus sandwich as part of the presidential combo to honor the world's most famous child rapist. You can get fried baby flesh between the buns of a Filet-O-Fish sandwich, a large fry, and Diet Coke for $999.99 at McDonald's now, part of the presidential combo. So go to McDonald's at participating locations and get your McFetus sandwich now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. And with all of that out of the way, we can move into our show. So much to talk about. So much going on. Land of the free, home of the brave, civilized society, greatest country on planet Earth. Huh. Well, let's start with Brian Noem. That's right, Brian Noem. It's in the news today. Kristi Noem's husband is a cross-dressing psychopath. He's a grown man with children married to a woman who likes to dress up in fake boobs and skin-tight spandex and jump on social media apps like WhatsApp and other ones and pay people for, I'm not sure what he was paying for exactly. I'm not sure if he was paying for sexually explicit material or whatever, but to the tune of $25,000. And guess where that money was coming from? That's right, Kristi Noem, courtesy of we the people, our American tax dollars, are paying husbands who cross-dress of our fine public servants to go on apps and pay for sexually explicit material. So Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband was wearing fake boobs and spandex and taking selfies and on apps advertising this, while she is screwing Corey Lewandowski at 30,000 feet in her private jet, courtesy of we the people. And she was stealing $220 million to get dressed up and LARP or cosplay and ride horses and do construction. I forget how many outfits she wore. So Kristi Noem, and remind you, this was the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Her entire job was to make sure the homeland of the United States of America was safe and secure. And she's banging her assistant while her husband is cross-dressing and going on apps. And she's stealing $220 million, flying around in private jets. I think just the fact that first of all, you're having an affair, you're cheating with your assistant at work, and your husband is dressing up like a woman and talking craziness. I don't want to read what he was saying. Keith Edwards covered this. If you want to go on Keith Edwards and look, he was talking some craziness, just psychopath stuff. I think that reflects on your morals and your judgment. I mean, you're married to a cross-dresser while screwing your assistant and stealing $220 million. I think that reflects a poor lack of judgment. I would be pretty sure that would disqualify you from the position of Homeland Security Secretary. But this is the United States of America in 2026. I mean, we do have a child rapist and a murderer for president. So, we got a Fox News host running the Department of Defense. We have Real World Road Rules star. I use that term loosely, star. Real World Road Rules reality show participant. What is his name? Secretary of Transportation. His name just slipped my mind right when I said it. Secretary of Transportation. That's good. Sean Duffy. Sean Duffy. That's right. Sean Duffy. Which, by the way, if anybody is curious, well, where did you get this Brian Noem cross-dressing? It's all out in the media. It's on X. I forget who did a story on it. I don't know if it was Daily Wire or somebody did a story on it. Keith Edwards did a story on it. But you're probably wondering, how did this get leaked? Why is everyone all these years? Why are we just now finding out that Kristi Noem's husband dresses up as a woman and begs her for money to go on apps and pay for sexually explicit material? Well, that's because last week Kristi Noem, out of retaliation for being fired and being made a fool of in front of the whole world, exposed Stephen Miller for being a psychopath. So the Stephen Miller team decided to retaliate against her by exposing her husband as a cross-dressing psychopath. See, it's a tit-for-tat game between psychopaths. Who is the most depraved and demonic psychopath in the government? It's almost like we're witnessing a live contest. Who is more sick, depraved, ignorant, and evil? It is a contest, ladies and gentlemen. It is a genuine contest. So we're going to move on. Next topic. The bullet that didn't match Tyler Robinson's gun. Again, a big thank you to Candace Owens. I've been emailing her. I've actually sent her a letter with body cam footage of what I'm going through for reporting child sex trafficking of my son, the retaliation by the FBI. 1,664 days today. 1,664 days. I've been dealing with the FBI, retaliating against me, using civilians to terrorize me, terminating my financial resources, calling me crazy, doing everything they possibly could to silence and discredit me, because the FBI, their whole function in the government is to cover up crimes. That's what they do. They kill people, they rape babies, and they cover it up. Who was it that got all the evidence off of Epstein's Island? Who is that we see in the drone footage with those blue jackets with those yellow letters? FBI, that's right. Who got all the Epstein evidence? The FBI. Who did all the Epstein victims go report the crimes of being raped as children? Who did they report that to? Being beat on as children? Oh, that's right. They reported it to the FBI. And what happened? That's right, nothing happened. That's right, nothing happened. Despite all the victims, all the witnesses, all the reports to the FBI, magically you report a crime to the FBI and it just magically goes away. You know, Erica Kirk, TPUSA, numerous other agencies involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk, and magically we're not even going to investigate that. And Joe Kent's under investigation for trying to investigate Charlie Kirk. I think that's a testament to the FBI. Let me repeat that. The head of the Department of Counterterrorism in the United States government, Joe Kent, is under investigation by the FBI for wanting to investigate the murder of Charlie Kirk. Make that make sense. Do you see the retaliation? Do you see it? You know, here's my thing with Charlie Kirk, and God rest his soul, poor guy. He trusted people, and he believed in human beings and love and humanity. He believed that our society was still a normal functioning society. We just had some flaws we had to correct. And he didn't realize the level of depravity and the amount of demons that are roaming free in the United States of America. From the tippy top in the Oval Office, a depraved demon, all the way to his own wife who slept in the bed beside him, a depraved demon. You see, that's what got me into my situation. I believe that most people are good people and, you know, the bad were just few and far between. No, the bad have greatly outweighed the good now, and it is a battle. If you want truth, justice, integrity, morals, or values, if you want those kind of character traits or behaviors around you, well, good luck finding them. Good luck, because few and far between. Now, if you want addiction, greed, lust, you know, if you want all that stuff, oh, it's everywhere. You can find it everywhere. Everywhere. Emptiness, you know, completely void of any morals or values or integrity. If you want lies, deceit, deception, oh, it's everywhere you look. So, next topic. All of our allies have turned on us. The United States is asking to land planes in other countries to try to fight this war that's not a war, that's an excursion, that's military strikes, that's a war that we won 12 times, according to Trump. 12 times he said we won this war, but it's not a war. But Pete Hegseth calls it a war. But if you ask him if it's a war, then it's a military strike or it's an excursion. So I think there's still, you know, I think Nancy Mace and Mayor Bowser of Washington, D.C., While they're still trying to figure out what a woman is, if you remember that in the Senate testimony, neither one of them knew what a woman was. I think Hegseth and Trump are still trying to figure out if this is a war or not. So we're still sorting through all of that. But Italy, France, Spain, Switzerland all said, no, you're not landing planes here. We're not involved in this. We're not helping you. We're not aiding you. We're not abetting you. We don't want no part of this. None whatsoever. And these countries have made this abundantly clear over and over and over. And Trump just keeps saying, basically, you have to help me. And they're like, no, we don't. We don't owe you anything. And if you're wondering why all of our allies have turned on us, I'll tell you why. I went over this yesterday. I just sent it in an email. And I'm going to simplify this real plain and simple. And I can back this up with receipts. You can go look at the testimony of Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer in 2008 at the Eagle Summit Conference. She outlines this entire, what the problem is with all of this. You see, the United States of America has been selling children around the world for decades. That is our cash crop. That is our number one export. That's what the world knew us for, selling our children. That's right. And they're still doing it. Greg Laurie, Harvest Church, Riverside County, the judges, CPS, all of these organizations, adoption agencies, all of these organizations selling children around the world. Military. Erica Kirk in Romania, to the military, trafficking children. This is what the United States economy is based on and built on. Child sex trafficking. The Safe Family Adoption Act, confidentiality laws, and CPS are the world's largest child sex trafficking organization on planet Earth. That's where all of our money comes from. And we have sold out of children. They've sold out. That's why they imported 300,000 children at the border who can't be found. And that's a done deal. So now Trump is trying to switch from selling children to selling oil. But he can't. Because Venezuela, he tried Venezuela first because they were an easy target and they were easy to take over and capture and no big deal. But Exxon said their oil's no good. It can't be refined. It's too nasty. It's too filthy. We don't want no part of it. So all of the oil companies said, no, we don't do Venezuela oil. We're not doing that. And so Trump decided, well, I'll go take Iran's oil. And Iran said, no, you're not taking our oil because you've been selling children and you sold out of children and everybody knows you sell children. You should have thought about this in the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s. You should have thought about what you were doing when you were selling children. You should have considered that. And now that's why none of our allies will help us because everybody's looking at us like a bunch of sick, depraved, evil pedophiles selling children. And that's why they're like, we don't want no part of you. We're not helping you. Sorry. Sorry about your luck there, buddy. You ran out of kids. Too bad. You should have sold something else. Should have been like Japan, sold some cars. You could have been like China and sold technology. You could have been Russia or the Middle East and sold oil. You could have even been Colombia and sold coffee or cocaine. Nope. Here in America, we decided we're going to sell our children. That's what we're going to do. We're going to traffic children around the world. From Hollywood to Pedophile Hill to Predator Beach, all the legislation in place. We're going to sell children. Yeah. How's that working out for you? So, Pete Kegsbreth, the Secretary of War Crimes, says this. He gave a press conference this morning. And he says if the war ends on our terms, then you can call it a surrender or whatever you want to call it, as long as it ends on our terms. So basically, he's admitting that they're getting their butts kicked. There's no way to beat Iran, however you want to pronounce it. They're not going to beat them. If you send a ground invasion, the troops are going to be slaughtered. It's kill box. Any way you go in is a kill box. Google the term, look it up. It's a military term. And if they take Carg Island, they are going to be just decimated. The United States military, whatever troops land on Carg Island, is a suicide mission. And that's a fact. Don't take it from me. I'm no Fox News host. I didn't work on Fox News for 15 months. I'm sorry. I don't have the credentials or the intelligence of, Pete Kegsbreth Secretary of War Crimes. Maybe I should write some stuff for Fox News and push some propaganda, and I'd be better prepared to send our troops into suicide missions and advocate for it. So Iran on their social media has just been clowning Trump. I mean, clowning him, disrespected. Really, they're just telling the truth. You don't have to clown the guy. The guy is a clown. All you got to do is tell the truth about him. You don't have to make fun of him. He makes fun of himself every time he opens his mouth, every time he shuffles out in public, every time the black spot on his hand makes an appearance. He makes a complete fool of himself. All you got to do is say what he said. He just said the other day, the media, you can ask me anything. I don't want my questions scripted. I don't want them rehearsed. You can ask me anything. Ask me about sex. Ask me about sex. This is an 80-year-old man with dementia who rapes and beats children, saying to ask him about sex. I talked about this yesterday, and I'm going to talk about it today. Because what would you do if you're visiting your grandparents and your grandpa's 80 years old and he's like, anybody want to ask me any questions? You can ask me anything. Ask about sex. You'd be like, Grandpa, you need to go to bed. Like, take your meds and go to bed, Grandpa. Take that NyQuil, take a shot of NyQuil and go lay it down, buddy. But no, this is the President of the United States. While we're in war, while we're bombing schools and gyms, murdering innocent children, he wants the media to ask him about sex. Yeah, that's where we're at. And let's not forget that when Biden was president, we had gay porn filmed in the Senate. Now, this is, covering all of this. Trump wants you to ask him about sex. Kristi Noem's husband is a cross-dressing psycho. Trump wants you to ask him about sex. We got Lindsey Graham at Disney World with a pink bubble maker wand. Mind you, Lindsey Graham does not have children. He's gay. He's gay. He has no children. He's never had children. Lindsey Graham is by himself at Disney World walking around with a pink bubble wand while he's advocating for the murder of children at school in a foreign country. Yeah. Let's not forget the cocaine in the White House. Let's not forget gay porn, cocaine. And let me remind you, Laura Loomer is in the Pentagon press pool. Laura Loomer, have you seen the smooth brain on this creature? You want to talk about subhuman. I mean, it's a contest between her and an amoeba. Who has more brain cells? I'm thinking the amoeba, to be honest with you. Laura Loomer, Laura Loomer, is in our Pentagon. Let's cover the fact that every time the Republicans meet, this happened again in Texas. Guess what happened? Every time the Republicans meet, whether it's Arizona, New York, Texas, guess what happens? The gay app Grindr crashes. It crashes. Can't hold the traffic. Too much traffic. Too many gay men on one website at one time, and it's only when Republicans get together. Wow. But in all of this, I want to remind you all that every time I report serial child killer State Judge Kelly Hansen, who kidnapped my 7-year-old son, stuck his dick in my 7-year-old son, and murdered my 7-year-old son, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. That's what they say. For telling the truth and wanting to protect children. For exposing a 16-year child predator, I'm crazy. Yeah. Well, meanwhile, Nancy Guthrie hasn't been found, if anybody's wondering the intelligence or the competence of the FBI. Well, today is 2 months to the day. Nancy Guthrie can't be found. I'll tell you what Kash Patel did find. He found his private jet. He found security for his girlfriend to get home from the bar when she was out drinking with friends. He found that. He found some beer at the Olympics in Milan. He found some beer, found his jet. Can't find Charlie Kirk's killer, can't find Nancy Guthrie, and can't arrest child sex trafficker Kelly Hansen, state judge with 16 years worth of victims. Can't do any of that. He found an extra medium female FBI jacket to do the press conference in. 33, 33, everybody. Shout out to 33. 33 hours, 33 hours, 33 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the United States of America in 2026. We have a child rapist, a murderer, and a child abuser with dementia in the White House, in the Oval Office. We have psychopaths and pedophiles and murderers and drug addicts and alcoholics running rampant throughout the halls of Congress. Rampant. Nancy Mace, psychopath, drunk. Anna Paulina Luna, 2-bit whore, slept her way to the top. Anna Paulina Luna gets more ass than a toilet seat. Think about that one. Yeah. Lindsey Graham, gay, walking around Disney World with a pink bubble-making wand. We got a Fox News host running the Secretary of Defense. We got a Real World Road Rules Challenge TV participant running the Department of Transportation. How is the Department of Transportation these days? How are the planes doing? Oh, that's right. We got pilots running into fire trucks and dying. That's right. LaGuardia Airport. That's right. Fire trucks and planes colliding on runways. Yeah, that's that whole reality show participant running the Department of Transportation working out real well. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there is a way out of this. We are watching the collapse of America in real time. Our society's already collapsed. There's no society. There's none. Go be nice to somebody in public. Go say hi to somebody. See how most people act. See how they behave. Look at all the hate. Like, the hate is everywhere. You try to be nice to people and they hate you for trying to be nice. It's disgusting. Go ask somebody to help you. Go ask somebody to... You know what? Just pull your car over, turn your flashers on, and say you ran out of gas. Tell me how long it takes someone to stop and help you. They won't. Nobody helps anybody. Nobody does anything for anyone. No. Society is done. The United States of America is done. You see that flag? You know why it's upside down? It's done. Done. You should hear the people on Capitol Hill, the way they talk to me. Laugh at me, mock me, blame me. They blame me for my 7-year-old son being kidnapped, having a dick stuck in his mouth, and being murdered. It's my fault. They actually say that. They actually blame me. I call them every single day. Every day, I call them. It's my fault. Look at how they treat Candace Owens just for telling the truth and doing a real investigation into the murder of Charlie Kirk, her good friend. Who I like Charlie Kirk. He was a great guy. Never met him. Watched a lot of his videos. Very smart guy. Very sound. Very based. Very intelligent. Morals, values, and ethics. Murdered. Has his wife been investigated at all? I mean, she did take over his business and hundreds of millions of dollars. Has Erica Kirk been investigated? No. No. Has the state judge that kidnapped my son's been selling children for 16 years? Kidnapping, raping, murdering, and selling children for 16 years. Has he been investigated? No. Have I been attacked? Oh, yeah. 1,664 days. Has Candace Owens been attacked? Oh, yeah. Every time she comes out with some truth, runs a podcast, finds facts, pulls up evidence. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, a demonic, satanic occult has taken over the United States of America. They hate the truth. They hate God. They hate children. They hate our country. They hate freedom. They hate people. They hate people. All they care about is sex, money, sex, power, sex, drugs, sex, alcohol, sex, power. That's it. That's it. So we covered a lot of different topics today. I thought I would do a broad show instead of just hammering one point because there's so much to talk about. I mean, I could keep going on. I really could. It's unbelievable. The Strait of Hormuz, the Iran, all of our allies. We've covered it all. But in honor of Charlie Kirk, I thought we'd read from Proverbs, and I thought we would talk about Jezebel or harlots. And let's see what the Bible has to say about harlots and Jezebels and Erica Kirks. Let's see what it has to say about these fine women. You know, the Amber Heards, the Jada Pinkett Smiths, Maya Shayna Bass, all of these women who are completely psychotic and want to do whatever they want and want us men to pay their bills and do whatever they tell us to do, and we're not allowed to leave them without paying dire consequences like being beat on, cut with knives, maybe being thrown in jail, having our clothes burnt, cars burnt, houses burnt down. Remember Left Eye? Remember Left Eye from TLC? Didn't she burn Andre Rison's house because he wanted to leave her? Yeah. So without any further ado, let's close with a Bible verse. And behold, a woman comes to meet him, dressed as a harriet and cunning of heart. She is boisterous and rebellious. Her feet do not remain at home. She is now in the streets. Hi, Erica Kirk. You're in those streets. Talk show circuits, book tours, podcasts. She is now in the streets, now in the squares, and lurks by every corner. So she seizes him and kisses him, and with a brazen face says to him, I was due to offer peace offerings today. I have paid my vows. Therefore I have come out to meet you, to seek your presence earnestly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, with colored linens of Egypt. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us drink our fill of love until the morning. Let us delight ourselves with caresses. For my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him. And the full moon he will come home. With her many persuasions she entices him. With her flattering lips she seduces him. Suddenly he follows her as an ox goes to the slaughter. That was Proverbs 7:10 through 22. You're more than welcome to read it. He follows her just as an ox goes to the slaughter. God bless Charlie Kirk and a lot of other men out there being brutally beaten on by women, having their kids used as a weapon, and women using kids to pay the bills. We are no longer a society. We are no longer a country. We have descended into chaos, turmoil, and dissension. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share these videos, and I will see everyone tomorrow.